Point is, the so-called freedom of adulthood comes with strings attached. Sure, you can stay up all night binge watching Netflix, but good luck functioning the next day at work. And yeah, you can do whatever you want as long as you can afford it. Turns out freedom is just another word for you're responsible for everything now. All the freedom that you've now acquired as an adult.
That is exactly what freedom is. You're responsible for everything. You're responsible for your happiness. You're responsible for your health. You're responsible for everything you're gonna do. That's freedom. Freedom ain't, well, I'm responsible for the stuff I enjoy and then everything else is taken care of. That's not freedom. What's good? Back at it with another one. Today we are jumping back into it. We on a hiatus.
So that's how they're growing. So
stop. Hold on. Today we checking out another video. This video today we're looking into is called Lies We Were All Told Growing Up. Lies we were all told. Lies we were all told growing up.
An annual meeting of
that part. It's kind of late. I can't read. All of us had shit that was told us as kids growing up that we know for a fact was lies as a kid, but we played along. So hopefully they touch on some of that stuff in this video. We're gonna check it out. 1 second though. One moment though. I had to make sure my window's closed so the Birdman don't get in. Alright, let's top in. Without further attitude, let's go.
Adult in our lives was part of some secret conspiracy. They'd hype us up with all these big promises about adulthood being this incredible, magical experience. Spoiler alert, they lied. Whether it was teachers, parents, or those feel-good movies about following your dreams, they sold us a fantasy. And now that we're here, it's nothing like they said it would be. So today, we're unpacking the biggest lies that we were fed about growing up, and trust me, some of these will hit way too close to home. The first lie is that you can be anything you want. This is the OG lie they start telling you in kindergarten. Your teacher stands in front of the class like, you guys can be anything you want when you grow up. Astronaut? Sure. President? Of course. As kids, we took this to heart. I mean, I spent years thinking I was going to be a spy, like a literal secret agent. I even practiced sneaking around my house like I was in Mission Impossible. Turns out the real Mission Impossible is affording rent. What they didn't tell us is that being anything you want comes with a laundry list of conditions, like be anything you want as long as you're insanely talented, lucky, well-connected, and preferably born into a rich family. And if your dream is remotely artistic, good luck explaining that to your parents. Oh, you want to be an artist? Cool. So how are you gonna pay bills with that?
That's a fact. Like, I promise you. Like, as a kid, if you want to do something with art, like especially if you come up in the hood, like if you grow up in the hood and you're not like from the suburbs or something, like in the hood, you gotta like sports, music. Music is the one art form that really is acceptable. But like, it's not too many options and you ain't gonna have too much support. They gonna let you know early on you're not gonna make too much money.
I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke.
They gonna shoot it down quick. So you gotta be strong. If you wanna be an artist, you gotta be able to take criticism. You can't just be, you can't like have thin skin as an artist. Cause as a kid, you gotta get told a lot that it might not work out.
It's like, thanks for the support. Growing up is coming to terms with the fact that you can do anything you want, but based on your conditions. You can eat whatever food you want if it's within your budget. You can live in whatever house that you want if it's in your budget. You get where I'm going with this. The second lie that we were told is that adults have everything figured out. Now, this wasn't expressly told to us, but, this one kind of hits the hardest. As kids, we genuinely thought adults knew everything, like they were walking encyclopedias, always paying bills on time, fixing stuff around the house, and making life look so put together. Meanwhile,
that is true. I mean, it depends though. It depends. If you come from like a good home, then I could see that. But if you come from like just say a single parent household, like you understand early on how hard life is. Your parents ain't your mom, or more than likely your mom. She's not gonna make it look easy. She gonna make it look rough. She gonna make it look like what it is. So you gonna really see that rough side. So I don't know. It depends. Parents gotta be you gotta come from an area or a time or have parents that is interested in keeping you as a kid instead of trying to put some responsibilities on you early on. If you got responsibilities and you have stuff you have to do, otherwise, you're not gonna have peace, then it ain't that sweet.
Now that we're adults, we're out here Googling how to boil water and crying because the Wi-Fi went out. The truth is, most adults are just winging it. A lot of people that may seem like they have their stuff together absolutely do not, and vice versa. A lot of people who are freaking out about their life are probably much better off than they may think. The older I'm getting, the more I'm realizing that life is pretty much anarchy. The level of put-togetherness we saw from adults when we were younger was mostly because they had made the right choices, and they're obviously acting. But I've heard from a lot of people that once you have children, you will get your shit together because you have to. This might be bad advice, but
I mean, that's kind of true. Having kids as a responsibility and a certain level of adulthood, you have to be an adult to have a kid. Like, you have to. Otherwise, you're going to feel like a failure. I feel like if you got a kid and you're not trying to get your life together, you have no inklings of what you want to do, or you won't have nowhere you want to go, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt you, and it's going to hurt the kid. So you kind of have to. It's not like it's a light bulb that clicks on like, oh yeah, I'm an adult, I got responsibilities, I got to do it. No, it's a looking at that child wake up every day knowing, okay, they got to eat, they got Pampers, they need things, they have places they want to go, and when they get older, they're going to need things. So yeah, you have to do it. It's a rite of passage.
But the logic makes sense to me. I heard somewhere that if you have kids very young, you will be kind of forced to make things work. You'll find a way to make money because your child's life and well-being depends on it. Failure is no longer an option. I'm not gonna take this advice. I'm gonna wait to have kids. Number 3, we have college is the key to success. Now, I'm not one of those people who thinks that college is a scam.
There's kids in here who don't learn like that.
Bye.
They need to learn face to face.
Bye.
You're just getting mad because I'm
What's up with his shoes, though?
pointing out the obvious. And you're
You're
just
wasting my time.
no, I'm not wasting your time.
But, I think the whole promise of college, just go to college and you'll have a great job waiting for you. College is not the golden ticket that they made it out to be. For most people, it was 4 years of stress, partying, overpriced textbooks, and ramen noodles. You've got people graduating with degrees in philosophy, working at Starbucks, and...
Hey, drop a comment down if you went to college. Drop to the school you went to. Me, I went to Miami-Dade College. Yes, I did go to college. Not for long.
and trying to figure out how to pay back that $50,000. Meanwhile, your high school buddy who skipped college and started a landscaping business is out here making 6 figures, driving a truck and living stress-free. Like, what did I even pay for? All right, I'm learning how to write research papers that nobody will ever read.
College is not for everybody. College is not for everybody. Some people might benefit from it. It all depends on how you retain knowledge and kind of how you learn. If you already kind of learned good in school, you was a really good student in school, college might work out for you. And it might not, because some kids just did it because they had to. If they had the choice, they wouldn't do none of the work. So it depends. If you actually enjoy doing works and assignments and research and stuff, and you probably want to do a journalist or you want to do stuff like that, school can't do nothing but help. They do have a lot of dead-ass classes, though. Classes that don't make no sense. So you got to weave through all that. I like trade school. I feel like trade school gets straight to the point. College, they like to, they want you to be there as long as possible. They want that tuition. That should be overpriced, too.
Most insane way I've ever seen a narrative get flipped on its head is the people that once told me YouTube is not a real job and there's no stability to it are now struggling to find a job with a college education. Like, this isn't an I told you so moment. I just told you. But it's just to highlight that a lot of the promises that were being made about college were certainly not true. All right, number 4 is work hard and you'll succeed. Here's a classic. If you just work hard enough, you'll achieve your dream.
That too. I mean, it's truth in all of it. That's not really a lie. That's not a lie. You work hard, you will get to where you need to go. Sometimes work ain't everything. You need other aspects. You need connections. You need resources, connections, and hard work. You could do just about anything. That's all you really need. But hard work is the foundation because you can't get resources without hard work. You're not gonna be able to keep connections without hard work. So hard work is definitely a foundational block. So it's not really a lie.
This one hurts because it sounds so wholesome, but it's also complete BS. We've all seen people who work their asses off but still struggle to get ahead. Meanwhile, you got some influencer on TikTok making millions dancing in front of a ring light.
Yeah, but see, that's a whole different thing though. Like you speaking on two kind of different things. Like they working hard posting them goddamn videos. That's not easy. You think everybody can sit here and just be that ridiculous and sit in the hallway and dance and do all that all day long? And I'm pretty sure they ain't making no money, first off. So they're not getting paid for that. So, I mean, they just bullshitting around. But hard work does pay off. And some people, it's like you can't just work hard. Like hard work is not, like I'm saying, hard work is not going to get you to where you're going. You got to work smart. You got to make your hard work beneficial. You can't just work hard. And that you get used like a slave, you get used like a tool like that. If you could just work hard, your ass is just a tool. So you need more than just working hard. But I don't think nobody's pushing just work hard and don't have nothing else going for you. You got to have a direction for this work. You can't just be working hard aimlessly. You got to be having a direction.
You want something, go get it. Period.
Hard work is great, don't get me wrong, but let's not pretend that it's the only thing that matters. Success is like one of those claw machines at an arcade. You can spend all your money and energy trying to grab the prize, and half the time it slips out of your grasp. Meanwhile, someone else walks up, gives it one shot, and gets the jackpot. It's frustrating, but that's life.
Yeah, that's life. Like, sometimes it comes quicker than other people. But you ever heard the saying, easy come, easy go? Easy come, easy go? The faster it come, the faster it leave. That's the same thing. Some people get it just like that, and then tomorrow just like that. I would much prefer, and I might be the only one, I would much prefer to get it slowly and consistently than fast and all at once. I would much prefer it. I'm not trying to just get it, enjoy it. Like once you get that high, you up here doing anything to get back up there because you done got so high. So it's like a drug. You done got so high, everybody know your name. You're an instant success. You're an instant celebrity. You don't even know what formula you used to work. You don't even know what was applied. You just know that you did something and it worked. And then now you're going to just keep doing that. But then it's going to get played out. And you can't replicate it because it was just like, it was a random recipe. You don't know what you did to make it. If you was able to fail and people don't like it and try something else, you know, you have fallbacks, you have other ideas, and you have tested method. You don't have nothing if you just instantly overnight success. Unless you got somebody to help you. If you got somebody to help you, then that's when them connections come into play.
Life. The day I learned this was a lie was when I saw a kid on Twitter post a screenshot of a crypto meme coin trade that he did where he had turned $100 into $1 million. So if you think clicking a few buttons on your computer is hard work and making $1 million as a 17-year-old or something like that in 30 minutes is hard work, I certainly have some words for you. All right, next up.
That ain't hard work either. I mean, they came up. Like, that's a come up. Like, they knew what they was doing. They was at the right place at the right time. That's how a lot of the magic happens. They was in a room messing with crypto. Nobody else was messing with crypto. They was doing something nobody else was trying. They put some money on it and it worked out. But just like you saying that, it's a million other people that it didn't work out for. And it's amazing. If you want to put up the odds on the people that quickly making something happen versus the people that's working hard and actually getting it out the mud. The statistics is people that work hard, they're gonna land and be more consistent. They might not get to their goal, but wherever they land at, they're gonna be able to maintain that. It's all about maintenance in the future, especially when you're getting older. You gotta maintain that shit. It ain't just about getting it. So that's why you gotta turn down opportunities that sound good, that's real lucrative, real fast, that's gonna give you some money right now, but in the long run, it's gonna fuck you over. Cause your image now, they say they want you to do something that's out of character now, out of pocket now, something that is completely against your moral code now, but they give you a lot of money. That's an instant success. In your terms, like you just made money. It has nothing to do. It's just all about the money of it, or it's all about money. Hard work only leads to getting money. No, it's other stuff. Hard work could lead to strong relationships, strong connections. You know what I mean? Hard work could lead to benefits for people around you. It don't only have to be about money. So that's kind of where you got it a little bit screwed. You're looking at people that's making money fast and think, oh yeah, that mean hard work don't matter. It does matter. And they was lucky. And that is not the rule. That's an exception to the rule.
We have adulthood means freedom. As kids, adulthood sounded like paradise. You can stay up as late as you want, eat ice cream for dinner, and do whatever you want. Technically, that is true, but at 3 a.m., you should not be wondering why your stomach hates you. The point is, the so-called freedom of adulthood comes with strings attached. Sure, you can stay up all night, binge-watching Netflix, but good luck functioning the next day at work. And yeah, you can do whatever you want, as long as you can afford it. Turns out, freedom is just another word for you're responsible for everything now. All the freedom that you've now acquired as an adult.
That is exactly what freedom is. You're responsible for everything. You're responsible for your happiness. You're responsible for your health. You're responsible for everything you're going to do. That's freedom. Freedom ain't, well, I'm responsible for the stuff I enjoy and then everything else is taken care of. That's not freedom. The problem is you think people like you think that adulthood is sweet. That's going to fall on your parents for not preparing you for the real world. They shelter to you too much. But that ain't for everybody. I don't know if everybody was sheltered that much. Most people kind of got an idea of, yeah, being an adult is going to be pretty tough. I'm going to have to handle this stuff. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to do that all by myself. Most people.
Adult has equal and opposite consequences that have scaled. Now that I think about it, I don't know if this one's really a lie, but I think that we just got it twisted when we were younger. We just assumed that freedom was universally good and being able to do whatever you want was a good thing. Like, that's
what I'm saying.
I feel like a lot of the time adults are their own worst enemies. You know, being able to do whatever you want is kind of not a good thing in a lot of cases. Being able to waltz into a liquor...
It's not a good thing if you can't control yourself. If you're an adult that can't control yourself, freedom is your worst enemy. You have no discipline. You got no discipline, of course freedom is your worst enemy. But if you have discipline, freedom is opportunities.
The question is, can you recognize that next opportunity when it matters the most?
So, I disagree.
Liquor store at 10 a.m. may not be the greatest thing. All right, next one is that you'll stop caring what people think. You know, they told us when you grow up, you won't care what people think anymore. That's lies, absolute lies. If anything, adulthood just changes what you're self-conscious about. As a kid, you cared about fitting in with your classmates. As an adult, you're overanalyzing texts, stressing about what to wear to a job interview, carefully curating your Instagram feed so it looks like you're thriving. Spoiler, nobody's thriving. We're all just pretending. If anything, I care more about what people think now than I ever did when I was a kid. The stakes are a lot higher now, and you know, there's actually a chance that you will become a failure. You can't become a failure when you're a kid. When you fail at something as a kid, that's just a learning opportunity. When you fail at something when you're an adult, I mean, I think a good way to look at it is a learning opportunity, but the reality is the expectation is that you have things sorted out to a certain extent, and so when you don't, people will judge you. The only difference is in middle school you got judged for wearing Skechers, and as an adult you get judged for driving a used car.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's you. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, there might be kids in suburban areas. It might be suburban babies.
Hey, I don't stay in the projects anymore. I'm not a project baby anymore. I'm a suburbs kid. I'm a suburban.
It's a suburban baby issue that your parents lied to y'all, because, nah. I don't really care what no one thinks. And to be honest with you, I didn't care when I was younger either. I don't understand it. I don't understand why you could care what other people think of you if they're not even thinking about you. If you think about what you're thinking about, more than likely that's what somebody else is thinking about. So if you're over there worried about what you got going on, they're probably doing the same. Life is just easier if you focus and doing best that you can without worrying about other people.
You know, it's always about outside noise, and that's just outside noise. For us, we got to focus on what needs to be done.
Kind of touched on this one earlier, but the next one is that stability comes with age. This one might be the biggest scam of them all. Growing up, we thought like adulthood meant stability. You hit a certain age and everything would just fall into place. Job, check. House, check. White picket fence, check. But in reality, adulthood is just like a never-ending hamster wheel. Your car breaks down, your rent goes up, inflation is through the roof, you can't afford groceries.
I think you're doing adulthood wrong. Because, yeah, all of that is a part of being an adult. But all of that builds up to, it's a word called wisdom. If you, let's throw some examples out. If you 21 years old and you go to a car lot, first time ever financing a car, you make it through, you get it. A year go by, you realize how much payments you got to make, and if you can make it, you lose your job, you can't pay the car no more. You lose the car. Rough times, you go on hard times. You get 25, you got a good job now, you can afford that car on the lot. Would you still go get the car? That's a question. That's what adulthood is. You learn the lessons, you go through something, you deal with it, you make it through, and you never make the same mistake again.
Why do we force? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up.
You never make the same mistake again. You learn what your limitations are. And the only way you can learn your limitations is by failing. And as a kid, and then as an adult, and then as an older person, you're always learning. But you're doing adulthood wrong if you're feeling that, life is about, we just going to be on the hamster wheel. It's not a hamster wheel. It's not a hamster wheel. It's learning lessons. I mean, life is a cycle. But we can't do nothing about that. I mean, even if you get a bunch of money, you're still living in a cycle. It's not going to change. You're still going to have to do the same thing over and over. You have to accept where you're at. You got to learn to enjoy the journey. You got to enjoy the life. You got to enjoy the path you're on. Because it's going to have ups and downs like a roller coaster. But at the end, you're going to learn something. You're going to grow, and you can share it with other people. So they don't make the same mistakes. If you can get off the hamster wheel, you can take everybody else you know with you.
You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Is definitely tough. Stability is something you have to be constantly working for, and even then it feels like one wrong move could send everything crashing down. Next up is that you'll finally feel grown up. I feel like there was this idea that there's a magical moment where you're gonna feel like a real adult. Maybe it would happen when we got our first job, paid our first bill, moved out of our parents' house.
Nah, I agree with that. There is no moment where you just feel like an adult. There is no, I'm this. Nah, you just get older, you get smarter. You're still a kid inside, but on the outside, you know how to deal with the world. And at a certain point, you accept the world and life for what it is. And once you accept life for what it is, you can make the best out of it. Nothing that he was really saying in this video was lies. It may have withheld some information or not elaborated on some of these things, but they all really wasn't lies.
But here's the thing, that moment never comes. Even if you have a job, a house, and a savings account, you still feel like a kid pretending to be an adult. Like, I feel like I'm supposed to be responsible, but I still panic when I see an unknown number calling me. All right, next up,
you're still young, though. You're still like his little kid. He barely got hair on his face yet. I don't think he even fully shaven. Can't even probably grow a whole beard out yet. So you're still kind of young, so I understand. That early 20s, that don't really feel like adulthood. That feel like late teens.
Friends you make in school will be your friends for life. Yeah, about that. Fast forward a few years and you're realizing most of your childhood friends are now just names on your social media feed. The truth is,
Yeah, that's true. People do grow apart. That doesn't mean y'all not friends no more. Y'all just not what y'all used to be. Just because you haven't seen him in a while, y'all haven't talked, that y'all still cool. I mean, unless his energy changed, like, y'all still cool. When y'all run across each other, I mean, it's definitely not going to be how it is as a kid, because as a kid, you have no responsibilities. You ain't probably got no family. You don't got no bills. You ain't got no job. They ain't got no job. Schedules conflicting. Stuff, life comes up.
My two best friends are going away. Going away far too soon. I mean, if you were lucky enough to meet them, to touch them, to be touched by them, you came away a better person. If you'll excuse me.
friendships take work, and once you're an adult, everyone's busy with their own lives, jobs, families, endless responsibilities, that you kind of stop caring about each other. It sounds grim, but it's just...
It's not that you stop caring about each other. Like, he make everything sound like it's so morbid. Like, motherfuckers don't just stop caring. I mean, I guess if that's how you look at it. I don't think you stop caring because y'all have other things to do.
Just hard to find time to hang out when you're all juggling a million things. Adult friendships are less about constant contact and more about sending random memes at 2 a.m. to remind each other you're still alive. So yeah, growing up was basically one big bait and switch. They made it sound like adulthood was going to be amazing, but it's mostly just money struggles, Googling how to make rice at midnight. But hey, you know, at least we can laugh about it, right? Anyway, let me know down in the comments which lie hit you the hardest, and don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, see you guys all later. Peace.
Yeah. That was cool. It was alright. I really didn't think it was too many lies. I didn't see one lie in the video. Yeah. I don't think that was meant for me. Go figure. Alright, guys. Peace. We on to the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this one. We out.